We will next move to Sandra, who is candidate for Secretary of State.
Good evening. Where has our government's common sense gone? Talking about the values that our mothers and our fathers instilled in us, like the value of live within your means, like the value of do not bury yourself in debt that you cannot ever possibly hope to repay, and do not spend your children's inheritance. Where are our statesmen who are supposed to be more concerned with us instead of droves of lobbyists and special interest groups? And where are our elected officials who will stop trying to bribe us with our own money? When our government takes 30, 40, 50% of our earnings, that is not taxation. That is confiscation. They say it's okay, they're going to take from the rich and give to the poor. Well, you know who the rich are, don't you? Anyone who has a job. What they have done, they have created a new class of elites, a new generation of Marie Antoinettes who take our money, spend it, and then tell us to eat cake. Now, in order to be fair here, we have to take part of the blame because we helped create this problem. We're here tonight because we have an opportunity to change that. I was just like you, I'm one of you, and I was complaining a lot about my government lacking conservative principles. So I decided to, instead of just talk the talk, to walk the walk. And I ran for county auditor in my home county of Ashtabula County. It's a Democratic county. I took on the sitting incumbent who had been there for 20 years, and I defeated the sitting incumbent, because you can do that with hard work. So I learned to pick my battles, and I learned to stand up for our principles. My commissioners decided they needed more money to waste, so they voted to increase our county sales tax a 0.5 percentage point. They also voted to not put it in front of the voters. I said, oh, no. First of all, you know how I feel about tax increases, but besides the point, our citizens are going to vote on this tax increase. I got together a group of confidants. I led a referendum drive, got the tax increase successfully on the ballot. I'm so proud to tell you that it was defeated by 78%. A little bit of my background. I am a teacher and I hold a master's degree in administration. I currently teach at Lakeland Community College. I have an opponent, it's John Husted. We're very different. Look at our records. That's how you can tell what we will do in the future. John raised our sales tax 6 cents a gallon. He increased our sales tax and he implemented the CAT tax, the commercial activity tax, that now places a tax on groceries. I lead drives against tax increases. I make government more efficient. You remember what your county auditor does? We do what's called a revaluation, where we go out and research the market and place the value on your property, multiply the millage to it. The last revaluation I did it so efficiently, had money left over, and returned tens of thousands of dollars to my political subdivision. You want to say shocked? I got these phone calls saying, what is this check for, O'Brien? I said, I had money left over, I'm giving it back to you. We didn't even know you could do that. I said, and that is what is wrong with your government. I am not running. I haven't raised millions of dollars. I'm not running to promote my power. I'm running like you because someone has to come from us and stand up for our conservative principles. I may seem familiar to you because in 2006 I defeated the sitting state treasurer, Jeanette Bradley, because she was liberal on every issue and I'm conservative, so many of you have already voted for me twice. Just 2006 was the Republican tsunami, bad year to run that year. We know it's going to be different this time. And I'm just as frustrated as you are with the Ohio Republican Party. I'm a Reagan gal, and I want my party back. So please check my website. It's www.sandraobrien.com. I really do want to be your next Secretary of State and humbly ask for your support.
Are there any questions for Sandy? I think Mr. Voda has a question.
I like your conservative credentials, your track record, but how do they apply to the job of Secretary of State?
All right, he asked about your conservative credentials, how do they apply to Secretary of State? Well, in Ohio, we have term limits. And isn't it amazing that when candidates run, they tell you there are 4 term limits until we elect them? And then suddenly, no one else is bright enough to do that job. Well, because we have term limits, that's why I gave up the county auditor's office, because I stand by what I say. In Ohio, whoever you elect to these statewide offices, because of term limits, they can only be there for 2 years, and they're all playing musical chairs. So it does matter. Plus, I'm not deciding the issues. When I'm on the street, very few people say, okay, O'Brien, what are you going to do as Secretary of State? They're not saying that. How do you feel about guns? Concealed carry, NRA member? How do you feel about life? Pro-life 100%? They're deciding the issues. And I've told the liberal media that as well. I said, if it were up to you guys, slavery wouldn't have been the issue in the Civil War. You need to get out of your offices and get on the street and listen to the voters. And I'm going to show them again that organization can beat money. My opponent has money. It's okay. I have you. And I trust you. And I am Tea Party endorsed. And I've been traveling the state for a year and a half. And if you can see from my eyes what I see, you should be proud. Because the sleeping giant is awakened. And people are looking at who is conservative. And they're going to vote conservative first. She asked if there is a uniform type voting system I would like to see in the state. I have the greatest respect for boards of elections. And Ohio is extremely important to have 88 bipartisan boards of elections. By that, I mean whenever there's a Republican that goes out, there's also a Democrat. I do not believe in one size fits all. Our state is so varied. It's no wonder they test market new products here. I trust the boards of elections and their members. Let them choose the correct voting system for their county. What works in Cuyahoga County may not work in my county of Ashtabula. And when I'm your Secretary of State, I'm going to treat these poll workers, our friends and neighbors, like the asset that they are and not a liability. I will listen to them and I will respect them.